welcome to the FA Cup final against Aston Villa. Now, for those people who are thinking what's happened to the Chelsea game they were promised, well, unfortunately, we've had some technical issues and it's denied us a real opportunity of seeing a real classic played out between in front of our eyes. I did commentate on it, but it was in a lost cause because there was some error with the SHAREfactory thing, so I've had to scrap it, unfortunately, so we won't be able to show you the goals, which is sad, really. But I'll run through the actual events for you. Chelsea went 2 up. They got a penalty first up, a controversial penalty when De Costa had gone down rather weakly. Hazard put away the penalty, no problem at all. And then they had a second penalty, which was more clear-cut. Dan got yellow carded for it, and then Hazard took it again, chipped it against the bar, and then it came out to Fabregas, who thumped it into the neck and the net. And then Andre Gray continued his goal-scoring run. He brought it to 2-1 just before the break. And then Ings then made it 2-2 from the penalty spot when Zuma fouled, I think it was Gray in the area, when Gray was about to pull the trigger. And then it was 3-2 when Gray lashed it in from no more than a yard out. And Chelsea were beaten 3-2. In what was a great game, and unfortunately it hasn't recorded properly, so unfortunately it hasn't. I'm really sorry about that, folks, but what it does do now, this is we'll have a look before we get to the cup final itself. It means it's still 2 points, so Manchester United must have won against West Brom. Let's double check that, shall we? Right, so that was the Stoke game. Now, these were played on the 14th. Newcastle were beaten 3-0 by Arsenal. Villa won 2-0, our cup opponents today, against Swansea. Everton 2, Cardiff 2. Liverpool 1, Man City 1. And West Brom lost to Manchester United, of course. Watford were beaten by West Ham. Stoke drew. Norwich and Sunderland 0-0. Southampton winning at Middlesbrough. They're our next opponents. Now this, I just want to look at the relegation scrap as well, because West Brom are level. There's still, anyone could go down there. West Brom, Cardiff, Everton, West Ham. Watford are safe, there's no doubt about it, but 16th downwards it's going to be a heck of a scrap down there. Everton slinging in there by dear life, but the league now takes place, goes to one side, because now we've got the FA Cup final to go for. So let's get over to Wembley in just a second or two. Let's get over to Wembley now for the FA Cup final of 2017. Will it be Burnley's first trophy since 1960? Let's find out, and will it be the first of a double? Let's get over to Wembley, where Abide With Me has just been sung, and we're waiting for the teams to emerge from the tunnel for the 2017 FA Cup final. Burnley against Aston Villa. And just before we go, Crossy Bob 675, you can certainly have a shout out. Please enjoy the next half an hour, because it's going to be fun on the live stream. Just for those who don't know, I do live stream on Twitch, and Twitch let me down on the Chelsea game, unfortunately. But let's hope the FA Cup final brings us just as classic match and brings Burnley a trophy. Let's get to Wembley. Welcome to Wembley Stadium. That's the trophy they're playing for, the FA Cup, sponsored of course by Emirates, but we all know it as the FA Cup. Abide With Me and everything else is being sung now. We've had the pre-match entertainment. Now it's time for the main event. The FA Cup final, traditional cup final weather, sunny weather, and two teams who were second favourites in both their semi-finals. The man to watch from Villa's point of view is Andre Gray. 6 goals in 3 games, including a hat-trick in the semi-final against Manchester City. And he's in the side today, partnering Danny Ings up front. And let's take a check down on the two teams for this cup final. Starting with Aston Villa, Baguzan's in goal. Bakuna, Lescott the captain. Richards, Yanmami, Ngai, Sanchez, Hill, Bertal, Sinclair and Callum Wilson. What about Burnley as we see the FA Cup there gleaming in all its glory? Tom Eaton back in goals, of course. John Flanagan, Tommy Smith, Scott Dan, Brendan Galloway gets the nod at left back. Balassi, Hughes, Ali Valovic comes in for Bentaleb. Redmond, Gray, and Ings. Bentaleb, by the way, drops to the substitutes bench. Big day for him, first cup final. Julian Lescott has seen it all before with Manchester City. Referee today, big moment for him, Roger East. First big cup final he's ever done. So Burnley won the toss for colours. They were playing their traditional claret and blue. And we'll get the game underway. If they win today, it's the first part of what could be a double. And away we go then. Burnley in those claret and blue. Villa in the all yellow shirts with dark shorts. And this FA Cup final of 2017 is up and running. Bacuna with the interception. Sanchez away for Villa. Wilson, signing with the course from Bournemouth. Villa finished comfortably in mid-table, away from many relegation troubles. Sinclair gets the cross in. Batal, Sanchez. Villa can certainly enjoy the day. Burnley have got more than the cup to play for, of course. In midweek, it's the final day of the Premier League season. And here's Gray, gets an early shot in, and it's wide of the goal. Well, the FA Cup certainly produces more than surprises. There, Brad Guzan, the American goalkeeper, letting that one go. Beautiful sunlit afternoon on a Saturday afternoon here at Wembley. That's what FA Cup final ever should be. Sanchez for Villa. But here's Balassi for Burnley. Burnley slight favourites for this game, although Villa have gone into it with a 2-0 win against in their final home game before Wembley. Richards across. That'll be a difficult centre-back pairing to get past. Lescott and Richards, two ex-Manchester City players and two experienced campaigners. Here's Carlos Hill for Villa though, and he gets to the blind man here. This is danger here for Burnley. Carlos Hill with a shot, and almost a goal for Villa. A tricky little winger, this fella, Carlos Hill. He got his shot in, but it just went too high. Blazed it into the crowd. First real chance of the cup final falling for Aston Villa. Scotty Dan. Will Hughes gets it through the legs, and here's a chance for Brendan Galloway on loan from Everton. Now a chance for Balassi to run down the flank. Gets a deep cross in there again. Oh, the goalkeeper misjudged it badly, and Ings was lurking at the far post. Well, Villa's final game incidentally comes at the Stadium of Light, where they face Sunderland. Nothing in it for both sides anyway at that moment anyway. As Guzan takes the goal kick. It'll be a game that both Remy Gard and some others can relax and enjoy on Wednesday night. Remy Gard has done a terrific job with Villa, getting them away from that tag of relegation candidates, even though and they're finishing in certainly mid-table. Although they should really be higher with the side they've got, but he's got a full transfer window to work his magic. And there's a chance there for Wilson, and Sinclair gets his shot in and fires it just wide. Well, at least one of these two teams are going to end their FA Cup drought. Burnley haven't won it since Villa haven't won the cup since 1957, when 2 goals from Peter McFarlane beat Manchester United. And Burnley, you have to go back as far as 1912 when they beat Burnley at Liverpool at the old Wembley at the old Crystal Palace Stadium, before, in the days before even old Wembley was built. They have contested 2 Wembley FA Cup finals before, 1947 when they were beaten by Charlton, and in 1961 when they were beaten by Tottenham and Jimmy Greaves. Jimmy Robson in fact scored the 100th cup final goal. This is their first final since 1962, Burnley. Villa's first for a couple of years. They haven't won a trophy in point of fact, Burnley since 1996 when they took the League Cup home from Wembley that day, beating Leeds 3-0. That was done, it was sponsored by Coca-Cola. Here's Hughes. Well, Hughes with a shot, beaten out by Guzan. Ings might get in there. Hughes might get in there. Hit Scott. Appeals for handball by the supporters, not given. Here's Gray. Gray with a shot. Guzan with a palm away. Sanchez getting it away for Villa. And a dicey moment there for the Midland side. Has Burnley seized to that goal. Still not away fully. Galloway plays it in. And Gray gets the shot and he deflects it behind for a corner. Off Richards. Well, what a terrific passage of play we had there. 10 minutes to go to half time here at Wembley Stadium in the FA Cup final. Villa 0, Burnley 0. And it's going to be Nathan Redmond, the ex-Birmingham man, with the corner. There's the header one, and Guzan with the save. Wilson moves in the header that time, and Galloway takes it up. A chance there for Brendan Galloway! Terrific save by Guzan. Here's Ings. Laying it back. Redmond against the defender that time. Now Sinclair. Fatal. Hughes intercepts quite superbly. Ings, Hughes with a shot, and Gray! Oh, he plays it over. Oh my word. Well, the Andre Gray we know and love, well, he's offside anyway, which Spurs his brushes with that miss anyway, but even so. Free kick to Villa. Last minute of the first half, 0-0. Gray. Balassi. 3 minutes at the end of the first half. Balassi with the cross in there. Hughes is lurking. Bakuna nods it away for a corner. Just to remind everybody, if it's level after 90 minutes here at Wembley today, we will have extra time. If it's level after that, penalties. No cup final replays these days. So we will have a decision at Wembley this afternoon. Ali Halovic with the corner. Last play of the first half then. 0-0. There's a chance for Hughes. Side netting. Big chance there for Burnley, but Hughes couldn't take it, and that might be that for the first half. Remember, Burnley have had to play all their cup games away from Turf Moor, like Manchester United back in 1990. Half time at Wembley, won there by Roger East, the referee. So both sides have had clear-cut chances, but both Tom Eaton and Brad Guzan have been inspired. No goals then at Wembley in the cup final. 0-0. Welcome back to Wembley. No changes from either side. Remigard knows that John Stutsy's side were well on top in chances and possession. John Stutsy, of course, trying to become the first Burnley manager since Harry Potts back in 1960 to win a major trophy. Here's Ings now onto Gray, and Gray's through this time. He's got Ings waiting in the middle, little chip back there, and Arianovic, and across the face, and Richards got it out of his feet and cleared away, but a good opportunity again, good breakdown by Burnley, that just couldn't finish the job. Gunnar. Good lay back. Gray. And now Ings. Would it be a superb moment if he could score the first goal? And he almost did. They're getting closer, Burnley, to that breakthrough. Guzan wasn't getting there. And it beat the far post. It's still 0-0 in the cup final. Burnley's first since 62. Villa's looking to win it for the first time in 103 years. Villa haven't won the cup, of course, remember, since 1957, of course, themselves, so they're waiting a long while to bring this trophy home. They've had a few goals at winning it since then, 2000 and 2015, but without any success. Burnley better percentage wise on the passing than Villa are. They are winning every single department statistics wise, but apart from the goal that matters. Now then, there's a chance now. Good cross coming in, but it's too high for Gray and too far for Gray. And on the top corner of your screen there, as you saw, our final game of the season, Burnley's final game of the season, will be on the YouTube channel, where we could hope to do the double against Southampton at St Mary's. So join us there on the South Coast for the final match of the season. It could be the day where Burnley get their hands on their first league championship since 1960. Meanwhile, we've got a change here at Wembley. Adama comes on there, number 20 for Aston Villa. And he impacts. Guzan prepares to take the goal kick there. He replaces the tricky winger Scott Skinclap. Wilson with a flick on for Tau. Hits it forward and a chance here for Adama now, the substitute. Danger here for Burnley. Adama does well, gets the cross in, and Heater was out of his goal and Burnley out of position. And in the end, Burnley got away with it. This was the chance for Danny Ings. Just drags it wide. Guzan was beaten and it went past the far post. 67 minutes gone. Still we await the first goal. Westwood is on for Kaye now for Villa. Aliovic, good little ball through, and again Ings is onside this time. He's beaten the offside trap. Danny Ings for Burnley. Good save at the near post. Kept in now brilliantly by Ings, and Ings will turn and gets the shot in. And Bakuna nods it away for a corner to Burnley. Just under 20 minutes to go. If it's still no score by the end of this, we will have extra time and 15 minutes more. The last time Burnley were involved in extra time in a cup tie was that fourth round, never to be forgotten, fourth round League Cup match with Barnet, and they went on to lose that game on penalties. Now they don't want to repeat of that. And down with a header off the line by Westwood. Did it cross the line? Well, I don't think it did. We'd have to look at the Hawkeye goal line technology to see if it did. But Sanchez gets it away for Villa. Scott Dann, the former Birmingham defender, almost scoring against Villa there in the cup final. The ball pulled back across. Dan gets it away though. Good defensive work. Got back in position pretty swiftly. Now Balassi to Gray. On to Ings again. Good running this from Burnley. He's got Gray waiting in the middle. Ings now might cut it back towards Gray. Oh, it's behind him. Balassi. Oh, they're having chances here, Burnley, but not taking them. Here's Smith flicking it on. Now Hughes, surely this time one's got to come off. And Higgs in the way. Past the Villa defence. Guzan to beat. And against the post. Higgs. Saved by Guzan. It just will not go in for them today. Oh, well, Villa losing up their 9 lives or what? Guzan must have a lucky crossbar. Have a lucky shoulder on that post and the crossbar. He must have lucky charms all over that goal at the moment, because it just will not go in for Burnley in the cup final here this afternoon. Well, it's going to be a late goal now. It's going to settle it now if we're going to have it finished within 90 minutes. Redmond's corner. Alejandrovic with a header. Hughes with a header. Almost off the line. And away goes Wilson for Villa, but Dan wins it back for Burnley. Now Redmond. Free win in the centre in Claret and Blue. Gray! And Ings challenged with Guzan, but he couldn't finish it off. And Guzan got away with it. Smith with a header. Good play again. Gray now. He's got Ings in the centre. Couldn't pick him out. Lescott he picked out instead. Wilson. Last couple of minutes of normal time. Burnley get the throw. Flanagan. Redmond. Good skills by him, but Westwood stopped him. Adama now for Villa. Adama. Well, here's Bakuna. It'll be a signal if Burnley were to lose it now from here on in. Kuljak. Deciding to go to the corners. Galloway with a header. Hughes away. That's the full-time whistle. And it's goalless at Wembley. We have extra time here at Wembley in the FA Cup final. Rejoin us for the extra time, because this will be a humdinger. Burnley had an effort cleared off the line, but it's... And a good ball forward. And Ings is onside. He could finish it off here in extra time. In the last minute of the first half, Danny Ings puts Burnley in front in the cup final. Tremendous shot into the top corner. And Burnley have the lead. Body to the cup final. 15 minutes to go. And Aliovic now with that injury there. Carlos Hill gets the ball in, and a header and it's over the top of the crossbar. Adama with a header. So it's still anyone's guess now. Will Burnley win the cup? Batal. Free kick given. Down with it. And Carlos Hill has got it away. Richards. Flanagan. Alijanovic. Richards again. Burnley need to see this one out now. There's the cross coming in. Hits it with a good fist away there. Gray getting it away for Burnley. Scott. Amani. And Dana keeps it in, but it's a goal kick. Danny Ings with the goal that separates the teams with that 2 minutes to go now to the end. Flanagan. And a good ball forward towards Ndama. And now Villa now trying to get themselves an equaliser right at the end there. The little cross in there, good defending again, Bentaleb. Final whistle! Burnley have won the cup for the first time since 1912. Danny Ings' goal has won it. They were the better side throughout. An amazing afternoon here. And I can't credit the effort that the players put in. Burnley had injuries, they were carrying knocks and completing the first part of the double. So an amazing afternoon here at Wembley Stadium. And it's going to be a proud captain and goalkeeper in a minute, Tom Eaton. It's going to receive the FA Cup from Craig Dyke and Prince William, who are the president and chairman of the Football Association. Proud moment for this man. Well deserved. And Burnley, for the first time in 104 years, win the FA Cup again. Tom Eaton, the hero. And they're happy. Very happy indeed. And rightfully so. The cup goes back to Turf Moor. It's the first major piece of silverware since 1960. And with the league match to come at St Mary's on Wednesday, they could complete the double. So they're surrounded by a posse of photographers as they parade the cup to their adoring fans. Burnley Cup winners for the first time since 1912, 105 years in the making this, and their first cup success at Wembley Stadium, neither in the old or new stadium. So there are the winners. That's a great team picture. Burnley win the FA Cup for the first time in 105 years and complete the first leg of the double. What a magnificent performance there. Now if you're wondering why we didn't show the most of the first period of extra time, there wasn't really much in the way of action, although we had a problem with the old recording there during the first period, but we were able to get the goal line technology in at some point. We'll get that in during the second half of the second half. But what I can also say to you is that also there was an injury there as well, so there was 2 substitutions as well made by Burnley, of course, 3 substitutions. Barton came on, and so too did Bentaleb and Dwight Gale as well, because there was also an injury there to Yannick Bolasie during that. That was before the goal by Mings, but that's all you saw. That's all you'll see from that first period of extra time. I do have the whole of the second period of extra time, so if the highlights of the first period are a bit sporadic, I do apologise, but that was the way of the world. But we'll edit it all together, and we'll still get a good cup. You'll still get the cup final. But it was a game full of thrills and spills, and even the second period of extra time was quite good, and the trophy presentations was good as well. But that's the way. I'm afraid that's the way it is. But we are the cup winners, first FA Cup since 1912, believe it or not. It's It's when we actually beat, I think we beat Liverpool 1-0 at Crystal Palace. I think it was 1912. I'd have to check the record books for that. But it certainly was. But it certainly was a fantastic result there for Burnley, and we win the cup. We win the cup now, and it was 1914 when we won the cup. Actually, we beat we beat We beat Liverpool by 1-0. A goal from Bert Freeman won the cup that day. Well, Danny Ings has just written his name alongside Bert Freeman in the record books as being another goal scorer, winning goal scorer for Burnley in the FA Cup final. And Chris Semble Ferris wants out, but the winning. Well, I think that's a paltry amount for winning the FA Cup, £1.8 million. Blanick Bolassi's out for the rest of the season, so it means he'll miss now the league running, which is a shame really. But it gives Alianovic a chance now to come in, and Bentaleb will now go over to the left hand side now. It's been a fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic end of the season now, whatever happens now. But fantastic now to have the FA Cup one as well on top of that. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. I'm sorry about the sporadic highlights of the extra time, but that was the way. You just failed to record at that crucial moment. But well, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you for the next instalment pretty soon. The final instalment of the season as we go to Southampton, looking to complete the league and cup double and become the first Lancashire side to Preston North End back in 1888-89 to win the double. Till then, take care, and we'll see you for the Southampton game very, very shortly. Thank you. Bye-bye. And Burnley, for the first time in 104 years, win the FA Cup again! Tom Eaton, the hero!